Oh, that was a good one.
That was good.
Eh? Okay, we'll wear that. We will wear that. We will wear that. We were. While we were. So have we graduated completely from the harmonica to the glockenspiel now?
I think we have. 2023 is the year of the glockenspiel. I mean that in regards to the instrument and also the individual to my right.
Oh, thank you. We'll see. It's going to be a good year.
Yeah. Absolutely. New instrument to bring in the new year. But guys, I thought we'd just have an episode to recap.
Yeah, sort of like, remember the very first episode of the podcast that we did where we sort of spoke about a few things that we would be willing to talk about, wouldn't be willing to talk about, sort of parameters that we set, which we ignored all of them. And we did fucking speak about.
We did. We broke our rules constantly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, I really think that the podcast in 2022, to run it alongside of all of the other projects that we were working on, that's a real achievement, and an episode every 2 weeks. I think that's awesome. And we're going to do it again this year. We've got plenty to talk about. Is this kind of our third year or is this our second year? What are we going to go with? Because we did a year of planning. So what should we sort of universally go with?
I mean, on the record, it's our second year. But
Yeah.
to us, it's going to be our third year.
Our third
But
year,
that's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely established sort of 2020. That's when I think Noah and myself started talking about making a production company, and then we brought all of the other elements together. This is publicly our second year, and this year could be, I want to say 3, maybe 4 times bigger than even what we did in 2022.
Yeah. We're doing this episode because, maybe if you're just joining the podcast, you're just starting now.
Sure.
We've had about how many episodes? 20?
This will be the
20 episodes?
21st episode.
There you go. So if you don't have time to listen to the other 20 episodes, you can start here, and we're going to recap the year that's passed because we've all come a long way.
We're very proud of the year that's passed, all of the things that we achieved. We're going to, we had... We had a lot of great wins, and then we also learned a lot through trial and error. We're also setting it up very, very efficiently as well. Like, not to get into to get bogged down with the legal stuff, but there was things that we needed to set up that we don't need to do now. For example, not to get into it, but 70-80% of the agreements are done, and we were so lucky that we could, in getting them written, we had Danny, we even had my mum, Eleanor, who helped us out, and
God bless Eleanor.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
Fantastic. She was massive help.
She's the best. And many other people who took a look at the agreements, and we're really, really proud of where they are. Not to get too deep into it all, but when you make a production company, that's something that you need to do, and maybe you don't think that that's something that you need to do, but it really is.
Yeah, just to be official.
Yeah,
and put the wheels on the track.
Can I say I cannot believe that in film school there is not a class that is for agreements. If you're going, was there?
No, there wasn't.
We just got given templates, but they're all obviously tailor-made to the university insurance and their policy,
It's probably worth saying, there's not a class where to specify giving templates. It's you have to go shoot a film. You're literally given a piece of paper and just said, get somebody to sign it.
To sign.
You're not really told to read it or anything.
Yeah. It's a film school. It's not a law school.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. Also, the reason is because they're teaching us to be employees of films, not to run a company.
True.
Very true.
We've surpassed the level that they've been teaching us. So we're going in blind, more or less.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of growing pains. I'd say that this first year of Calligram is that's really been film school for me. I feel like we've really learned how to. We shot our first. We'll come back to it, but we shot our first film since establishing ourselves as a company, co-stars.
We did not a full-on post-production, but we did some post-production elements for Flesh and Ivory and a full-on, essentially distribution and in the festival circuit.
Yep.
So we've still put runs up on the board while having to do a lot of the legal stuff. As soon as a document is going out that is representing your company, that's when you look through all of the 30 different dot points. Obviously, maybe they're set up numerically. And you're going, hang on, do I want this to actually represent the company? Whereas if it's just a film school giving you a document, then get this signed and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
You just like, here, please sign it.
And their policies are totally different. Like, we weren't allowed to pay the actors because that would breach their insurance policy.
Yeah.
Like, they had to be volunteer on paper.
Right.
For them to be insured. Like, and obviously we want to pay our actors.
Yeah, no,
So
and we did.
We're in a complete, and we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I honestly, like, I reckon a good question for this episode that I'll ask everyone is like, it's an obvious one, but what's your favorite part of the year? What's a milestone that we hit that you were like, that made you excited or made you optimistic for the new year? I'll start really quick. For me personally, it was when we shot Co-Stars and, we got to pay people.
Yeah, it's great.
Where I got to pay my friends to help make the film. Like,
we corresponded with
my
Joel's
goal.
agent.
Yeah.
And Joel's agency. We had to do all of that corresponding with Sky because we brought the project into the company.
We bought the rights to a script.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which we've never done. That was a first.
Bringing the project into the company, we had to go and get the location because it's a very specific location. And when you saw it, Izac, you were like, yes, this is definitely the one.
Yeah.
Can we go and get it? So then we had to make a location agreement.
I rewrote the script to fit the location after we discovered the location. I rewrote it to work with that.
Perfect. And that absolutely makes sense to do. We had to go out there. We had to meet the people. We had to communicate to them that we are going to be shooting on your property. Are you okay with us shooting on your property? I'll see a lot of, and we set up essentially permits and agreements and a lot of goodwill and a lot of communication that we were doing that.
Yeah, just like being able to do that. Obviously, we had a particular form of payment that was specified in the contract, but we still did something certified in a way where I can, us as a company can provide for the creatives that are helping out with our projects. And to be honest, that's my goal. One of my big goals with filmmaking is to be able to give my friends money to be able to shoot film.
Yeah.
And to be able to make good film because,
make a good product and have it be profitable.
Yeah, and have people not have to take a financial hit.
Yeah.
To do something creative. Honestly, that's huge for me because I feel like I feel like I'm providing in a sense as well. That's massive.
One thing people say, Adam Sandler makes a lot of movies that are silly, and he's obviously having a great time, but he's such good friends, I've heard, with his crew and even his cast mates who he gets a lot of his friends in a lot of the same things, that he will just make continuous movies to keep his crew paid. Which is awesome. Like, that is so cool.
For sure.
Like, what a legend.
And you know what? I enjoyed Hoobie's Halloween. I had a hoot.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. That's the first I'm hearing about it.
Very fun. Yeah. And that's not a lie. I had a lot of fun watching that movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So because he loves the crew, like, for 50 people who you're close friends with, I know you're being sarcastic.
Yeah. No, but I did have fun. Like, it's still...
And you're allowed to do that.
And also, like, how many jobs would he have provided?
Think about the jobs that he provides because he can get something made. So then he's got his crew.
I'm actually not even kidding.
Adam Sandler is the...
I'm actually dead serious.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Adam Sandler is the backbone of the American economy at this point.
He is probably one of in
Bro,
the
no joke.
industry.
Do you know how much work he's done and like how much he's achieved?
Yeah. Well, he's obviously incredibly skilled as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
he's a great serious actor as well. He's a great
serious.
When he
Uncut
wants
Gems.
to do serious.
Look
Look
at
at
Punch Drunk Love.
Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love. There's another film.
eventually.
No, the
You're
film that I
gonna love that.
the film that I showed you, which you didn't love, but I personally like, and I think
with Don Cheadle.
Yeah. It's called Reign Over Me. It's sort of independent, but
he's good in it. Yeah.
His performance is amazing. He plays someone who has been through some trauma. He's on the other side of some trauma. Amazing performance. So he's a really great serious actor. But how good would it be to be able to do comedies and stuff? You're not going home thinking, oh shit, like I'm carrying all of this, because I've done that. I've lived that. I know what that feels like, carrying all this dark stuff for your character. But, you can keep 50 crew of your friends employed.
Yeah.
And they've all got mortgages and...
Yeah. He's also worked across from Al Pacino.
Adam Sandler's winning. In my
No,
book, in
you.
my
That
book.
is
Adam
just
gets a
so
big jump.
cheeky.
Well, he adapted Bergman's Persona with Jack and Jill. That's
I
what
haven't seen Jack and Jill, but I know
Holy
that
fuck.
I
He
understand.
did too.
Hidden masterpiece.
Yeah, Pacino's in it.
I understand that Jack and
Got to
Jill is
work with.
one of the not so great silly ones.
Well,
That-
didn't he? I don't know if we're leaving this in the
It's
episode
one of the
or not,
ones that
but I
got-
think he self-admittedly said that Hubie's Halloween was terrible after he did.
Yeah.
After the Academy refused to acknowledge Uncut Gems as a movie. And
Yeah.
he said something like, "If the Academy refuses to acknowledge Uncut Gems,
I'm gonna make
a
piece
shit
of shit."
film."
Yeah.
By the way, I think Uncut Gems is great. I love
Yes,
it.
It's
I love
fucking
Uncut
awesome.
Gems.
I loved it.
Fantastic.
I love
Yeah.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
You know what's really good too? Funny People. Him and
Funny People.
The pacing in Funny People in the third act, I think, is interesting. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, my God, like Adam Sandler is pretty fucking electric in that movie.
Yeah, look, so that's
Enjoy
four.
the shit
You
out
got
of it.
Rain Over Me, Funny People, Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love.
Mm.
You know, this guy's made some
When he
really
wants to-
great dramatic
When
performances
he wants
as
to
well.
do something great, he can actually be. Also, like, I actually think he's funny. Like, if you've seen him, like,
Oh yeah.
be on a talk show or, like, in an interview or whatever, he actually is really funny. He really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can,
I'm gonna quickly steer the
I
conversation
love
back.
this podcast, man.
to,
Oh yeah,
because
that's right.
we're
With detail.
answering.
We asked that question.
We asked a question,
Yeah, sorry.
and then we spent 20 minutes
Yeah,
on
we're talking
Adam
about
Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yeah,
That's
so,
okay.
Noah, would you like to answer next?
Noah, what was your favorite thing that happened, or event, or task, or
It's a good question. The year's been a bit of a bit of a blur, I feel.
yeah?
I don't know what my favorite thing is. Probably the shoot. Probably shooting co-stars.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I mean, it was nice to work with people on a set that I knew again, and
Mm.
like that worked out really well. And like working with Scott, the cinematographer.
Oh,
for,
isn't he
Co-stars.
so good?
He's such a legend.
Scott, I know you're listening to this. You did
Oh,
such
if
a
he is, hi Scott.
you did such a good job on co-stars.
It
man.
was
More
it was
coming
great.
your way, Scott.
Yep, totally.
I mean, I didn't really know Scott in uni too much. I mean, we had like a few conversations here and there, but he's great at what he does and just great to work with and
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, really hard worker.
Yeah.
As well.
Mm.
Everyone worked really hard on
Yeah.
that. We what was really exciting about doing co-stars was the fact that we're a smaller company, so our crews aren't going to be 50 people large.
Mhm.
So, I think we only had 5 crew members
Yeah.
on co-stars, and it went well.
Yeah. That's the
it,
professional thing, man.
yeah, and it
So-
just reaffirmed my confidence in kind of Calligram's approach to production at
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
We just go skeleton and we go
It's-
with familiar crew, and it works out.
Sounds like you had a bit more than that for Bloom, though. A few more crew members than that for
It was
Bloom.
like
We
an
did.
average of like 7 a day, and one day we had like 12 or so, 15 or something big.
Crew, yeah.
That big day there was a few crew, but like it was pretty like maybe 7 on average crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with Bleeder, which is coming up this year, we'll probably do something like a skeleton crew as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's all you'll
It's
need.
pretty self-contained.
Yeah, just as much as you need. You just don't want stragglers having individual conversations that aren't about the film. You
Yep.
want all pieces pointing in the same direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackson, what was your favorite part of 2022?
And I think we all have the same answer here, to
This
be
is
honest.
true.
I'm
Is
not
it the
going to lie.
co-star
It's the
shoot?
co-star
Yeah.
shoot. Also, because first, I think, like you said, Noah, it's great to work with everybody that we love again. Having Joel and Sky performing again was
Yeah.
very nostalgic.
First
Yeah,
time
it
since
was nice.
Flesh and Ivory.
Exactly, yeah. Also, the fact that Sky came to us to produce this for her,
Yeah.
which just was really, really good, because it kind of cemented that Calligram is a force in the Brisbane filmmaking community.
Yeah.
And she trusted us to do this for her story,
Yeah.
which was really good.
And that was quite a process. We had to do a lot of work. We had to bring it into the company. We had
Yeah.
to find the location. We had to find who she was going to act opposite against, which ended up being Joel because he's so good.
Mm.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly. I think it was a great first test for us as a company.
we had to fund it. We had to get investors as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we knocked it out of the park. I'm not even
That
gonna lie.
that was refreshing, not having to pay for the entire film myself.
Yeah,
That was a
it
nice
was
change.
lovely.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do much similar to what we did with Flesh and Ivory. Although naturally, Isaac, you said that you feel that this film will be better than what you've done previously.
It's way
as
better.
right,
Yeah.
as everyone does, what they're about to,
Yeah.
what they're doing next feels better. Like you know more and all these sorts of things, so you're going to be better at it. We're going to do a full-on festival distribution run with Co-Stars, which we've already done with Flesh and Ivory to great success.
Yeah.
We're not finished with Flesh and Ivory yet. We still have a few things we're going to do with it. But we're getting better and better. And we've completely done Co-Stars on our own from beginning to end.
Yeah, that was really cool. And with something that we haven't done before, like with adapting, gaining the rights to a script so that we can produce and distribute it.
Yeah.
And developing someone else's idea. I've never adapted a script before. I've never taken someone's script and, worked on it. That was a really exciting journey for me. I thought that was great. I think Sky wrote something that, honestly, like, Sky, if you're listening, like, really resonated with me, And Sky told me herself, because Sky's I think it's probably fair to say, Sky, you'll agree with me, like, Sky has more acting experience than writing experience. This was one of her first scripts that she'd developed.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, one of the very first. And it's such a good heart to it. And obviously, we both chatted and we were saying, okay, well, we'll develop this together, because I'll bring what I have to it and we'll have conversations. But yeah, when I read it, it just really resonated with me a lot. And I was really excited to adapt it, to be honest. And I've never written something for a location as well. I've never had location first and then figured out how to tailor it to make sure that that's incorporated in a way that I feel elevates the story. That was really exciting. Yeah. Co-Stars sounds like the name of the game for 2022.
You did great. And I think I want to shout out to Jackson as well, who did a lot of producing work in the wings on Co-Stars. Yeah. And he never gets all of the, what would you call it? He never gets what he deserves, the credit he deserves.
Isaac and I both know that we would have fucking nothing out without Jackson. So.
We're not, we're just two film snobs talking in a room without 100%. Jackson. 100%.
Yeah, but one could also say that I would literally have nothing without you guys, you know, so...
Yeah, but I agree with that.
That's Jackson's favourite saying, by the way. It's a symbiotic.
Yeah.
Did you get that from Spider-Man 3? Like symbiotic?
No, wait, is that actually a thing that I say often?
I've heard you say it once or twice, but we've reiterated. I've reiterated like 5 or 6 times.
I know exactly
I never even
what
knew
you're
that,
saying.
but yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I know exactly what you're saying.
It's the best word for what you're describing.
Both parties benefit mutually.
No, for sure. Taylor, 2022. What made you feel really good? What did you feel really good about?
Okay. Not to get too deep into all the things, because we're going to get into them a little bit later, and not to give the same answer as well of Co-Stars, which was a huge achievement. I'm so proud of that. We all did so well. I really, really like the work that Jack did with the website. And all of the social media and consolidating them all together, like with a link tree, and like we're across numerous platforms, and we just came out of a general meeting about a week ago of a lot of our plans for 2023, and it's looking like it's going to be a really stacked up year, but we've got new platforms as well that we want to get ourselves onto. So I just think that Jack did great work with the website and all the social media, and I think it's a great representation of us, like authentically, of what we're going for as a company and us as the individuals within the company and the projects that we have within the company. I think I'm just really, really proud. Like I put up in December, Christmas time, and I think it was maybe like leading up to Christmas when everyone's taking time off and I'm going crazy because I don't like taking time off and I always like working.
Yeah.
And I put up one of those Instagram reels of celebrating all of the things the stories and all of the things that we had done in 2022. And that made me feel really good. I looked back at that and I thought, wow, geez, we did a lot. I remember Tegan, when she was my girlfriend, now she's my wife, she said to me this quote: people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. And I think we can sort of still apply that to a year. We did so much in that 12 months. I think we underestimated what we could achieve. And we'll get into all of those little big things, but we did so much. So it made me feel really good posting that reel. And also, I just think it was really cool,
Yeah.
Like it's okay
it was cool
to be
do
cool.
it our way.
Yeah, and we did it all
yeah.
our way. We don't need anything from anyone, which means we don't have to follow any of the established ways.
Yeah.
We can do it completely our way, and I feel like we've achieved that from look at Co-Stars.
Yeah, yeah. That was our goal from the beginning, wasn't it? I guess to make something where we can do things exactly as we want to, and make films without limitations creatively.
You know, Noah, Bloom is all of your vision, and Co-Stars is the vision of Sky and Izac. Jackson, you produced, and I did a bit of producing on that one as well, and we just did it all our way. Bleeder, which we're going to be shooting in a few months, is completely all of our vision, essentially.
Yeah. Same with the Dancer and the Fool.
Dancer and the Fool will be Noah's vision. So yeah, we're proud of what we're doing, and we're doing it our way.
Yeah, for sure. Where there was a thing that Noah said. I don't know what the context was, but it came up, and I've probably stated this 5 or 6 times, but I'll say it again. Noah said that we want Calligram to be grunge.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, we
When did I say this?
I can't remember what we might have been talking about visual design for something to do with, podcast logo or something like that. But it was something to do with the fact that we're a small group that is doing things how we want, and we're not okay, and we have no problem,
Yeah, I'm not so that I necessarily wanted it to be grunge. Like, this kind of is grunge to me.
Yeah,
but like
it's a bit punk rock, bit grunge. Yeah, we want to, not that we have mohawks and earrings and all that kind of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not yet. I fucking will. Calvin does.
Hell yeah.
Taylor said something just now, which was about like underestimating what we could have done, and that we did way more than we did. I think we actually underestimated exactly how, because everything that we did this year was like, okay, we're going to do this thing, right? And there's like 20 other things under the thing we have to do in order to do that thing.
Yeah.
And every time something came up, it turned out that there was like this huge workload under it and all these things we hadn't thought about. But every time it happened, we were like, well, let's do it. And we managed to do all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
You posting your reel on Instagram to say, here's all the stuff we did in the year, like, that's all the stuff we did publicly. Right?
Yeah. And if I had to
there's
say,
a hell of a lot of admin for
there's like
a group of boys that have never done
admin.
admin.
I reckon publicly we're looking at like 60-40, 70-30, with the 30 being publicly what we did. There was probably like 60-70% stuff underneath the iceberg.
Yeah, and what's really exciting about that is a lot of that work you'll probably see come to fruition in 2023.
Yeah, isn't it?
Because we've got a couple shoots coming up.
It's like anything in business. The first couple of years you have to sort of set up the foundations, and I think we've really done that now. So we're going to become even more efficient.
Yeah.
Off the basis of having even more to talk about as well. Like Co-Stars, Bloom releasing this year, Bleeder, Flesh and Ivory finishing off its festival run. So it's really, really exciting.
Yeah, the podcast will pick up too.
The podcast, I mean, now we're going to go into episodes 20 and onwards. We've already done episodes 1 to 20, which is great. Another one which maybe we should touch on, which I feel was a huge achievement, which was another whole project in and of itself, was Calligram Notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a great service that we have, where if you've made a short film and you want to have some feedback, if you've seen some of the work that we've done and you feel that it's good, you can submit your short film to us, and we can give you feedback on any ways we think that you could make it better. And it's really, really good and objective feedback. And that's a whole other project that we've got that on our website set up, so you can see Calligram Notes on our website. But
I'll say, I think this is worth saying as well with Notes, is Calligram is not here saying, hey, we are the single authority on what your film should be. Yeah, cool. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that, if you feel like you want a group of people who've had some experience with filmmaking, and have made some mistakes that we've learned from, to run some fresh eyes over your piece of work, we can do that, And we honestly did that purely because from our early days of filmmaking, all the way from early uni, we've talked about this, I shot Flesh and Ivory when I was still in uni. When we were applying to festivals, a lot of festivals, 90% of them, I understand because they got a huge workload.
Bro, I think even 90%, I think it's more like 97%.
It's probably 97% when you apply, and if you don't get in, they won't give you feedback. Because I guess they don't owe you any. Yeah. But it's also, if you're a young filmmaker, like we were and still are really, and you're submitting a film and you don't get any feedback, do you know what I mean? There's nothing to build off that's concrete.
Why did I not get in? I don't even know why I didn't get in.
Yeah.
How could I make it better next time? Is there some way that I could reassemble the pieces that I currently have on this project and make it better and have a higher chance of getting into another festival?
Yeah.
You know, we're very willing and open, and we want to help you to give you information on how to make your short film better.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes if you don't have someone who can give you feedback that's maybe had a bit more experience than you, then you don't have something to...
How do you get better from that?
Yeah, exactly. So we just wanted to offer an alternative. And also, a big thing that we were really excited about with Notes is we want to see more films from the local creative community.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to build our creative network. I want to meet some talented directors locally.
Yeah.
So that I can learn some more as well.
And maybe, you know, if we need someone to do a job in crew or something, we'll know you, so then we can bring you in, you know? So it's only good. We want to be, you know, have a conversation and be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking for myself, I've lived in Melbourne, I've lived in Sydney, I've lived in LA, but I'm a Brisbane boy, Brisbane born, and I care about Brisbane and I care about Queensland. So that's my concern really, is helping locally.
Yeah.
As much as I can. But then again, it can also be international. You can send in from anywhere and we'll take a look at your work. And we've got some new ideas as well of new things that we're going to try. I'm not going to say what they are, but that could be launching in the next 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, we should talk about some stuff that's coming up. Definitely.
Okay.
I think. So we've got a lot of things. Do we want to name... We won't name time, but we'll say probably the order that it's going to roll out in the year.
Can I say one more thing just to wrap up 2022? It was great to get some publicity as well, you know? Like, people actually were getting in touch with us saying, can we write an article about... you know, I talked to a lot of people, so I was able to sort of let people know of things that we're working on. And they were like, yeah, we'd love to write an article about that. So we had like 3 or 4 like really great articles of publicity, which we can get back in touch with them again for new projects as well. So it was just really great year, and you know, publicity sort of tops that off as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Interest around the projects that we're doing.
For sure.
And we've also just had other filmmakers reach out to us to collaborate too.
Oh yeah, heaps of time. That goes. I actually thought that goes without saying.
Quite a lot.
Loved it.
That was really exciting.
We've had to create a file in order to house the people who are reaching out to us wanting to collaborate.
Yeah, because we were losing track. Because we were getting
which is great.
Yeah,
which is great. Please, if you have an idea for something, reach out to us. We'll take a look at it. We're very, very busy, but we will do our best, and maybe we can find something to work together on.
Yeah. I had, for me personally as well, I'd never been interviewed about something. Trying to navigate that this year, that was really fun.
Got to do media training with you, Izac.
I know. That was quite funny. I made a sarcastic joke as a response to one of the questions in one of the interviews, and the publication, understandably, because it was a text interview, who would have known sarcasm doesn't carry over text? They made that the headline for the interview, and I had to send in an inquiry and say, please change the headline. I was kidding.
Oh,
I think it was. I need some media training. I think it was.
And then I was helping my dad with something. I'm getting my phone's blowing up like popcorn in the pan. And it's Izac saying, "Can we get it?
Can we change it?
We have to get in touch with the journalist. We have to change it. She's completely misunderstood me.
She just made me look like well, because I can say what the question was. Andrea asked me, "Hey, Andrea." Andrea asked me if you had to put it into a short statement, what is a moral or lesson that the audience can take from your film? And I said, well, I'm not sure about making the lesson anything concrete, but I think stay in school is probably a good takeaway because my character skips school for a day. Like, it's just a minor thing in the story. And that became
stay in school, kids.
And I saw it. This is my legacy.
All right, shall we get into what we are moving towards in 2023? What we're moving forward to?
Yes.
Jackson, go for it.
Shit. Okay. I wasn't trying to take the lead, but sure. Okay, cool. So
That was funny. Yes, we should get into it. Isaac's like, yeah, no worries, Jackson.
You do it.
You're like, oh fuck. Get into it.
We have no plan. The thing about 2023 is we have no plan.
we're just winging it at this point, honestly.
Wink. We
don't know what we're doing. We're in debt. The company is imploding.
Not even a month by month plan.
The company is imploding. We're in debt. It's all over.
We're going under.
Yeah. Well, we do have a couple of projects coming up in 2023. Do we want to say names, or how under wraps are we keeping this?
Yeah, I think they're up on the website. I'm happy to.
Yeah,
that is true.
The ones that are up
true.
on the website, for sure.
Okay, perfect. Well, I know this is one that I'm really excited for, actually. I've never read anything you've written, Taylor, but I really want to read Bleeder. And we will be shooting that in, a few months from now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's coming.
I did a lot of writing on the Queenslander, which is moving along, so I had to adapt a book into essentially how would 8 episodes of limited series go. That ended up becoming 9 episodes because the material is just so dense that it turned from 8 into 9 episodes. So I've done a lot of writing on that.
Okay.
Done a bit of writing in the past, done a lot of reading, so you kind of have half an idea of like what you're doing. But this script, this concept, this idea had been in my head for like a year. And not to get into the story because it's quite unique. Look, what I'll say about Bleeder is that it takes a stimulus from boxing, but it's a drama. I wrote this script actually when I had COVID. I was at home for 10 days and I was bored, and actually I finally had the time to sit still. So that's sort of when it happened, and I sent it to Noah. Why don't you just quickly tell the story of like when I sent it to you?
Well, I don't know. It was New Year's or New Year's Eve or whatever in 2021.
So that's me. New Year's Eve, I'm sending scripts out.
Fucking hustler.
I just texted Taylor to be like, "Happy New Year." That's it. Like
Did he just reply?
Before I went to sleep at like
with a
11,
script.
and he was like, "Hey man, you want your Christmas present?" And I was like, "Fuck, I didn't get him anything, but you got me something." And then he was like, "Yeah," and he sent me a script, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And he told me it was a script, and I should read it.
Nice.
So I went and I read it.
So what I would say is that the first draft set up some great foundations, but I'd written it in a vacuum. I'd written it on my own. What we're in the process of now is Noah, Izac, and myself. Jackson, you don't need to get involved in this shit. Trust me, it's a very long, arduous process.
Happy to stay out of it.
Yeah, we'll let you know when. Until then, don't worry about it. We're rewriting, all 3 of us, because Isaac's got such great understanding, the knowledge of boxing, because Izac was like done a lot of boxing training and
I guess that's fair to say. Yeah, I'm not a competitive boxer, but I did a little. I'm a big boxing fan.
Well, my understanding is that
I'm also a writer.
Very. That's because he's got hit in the head so many.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you were training for a bit.
No, of course.
So Izac, I was really something in boxing, but I think he said that you love film too much. Film was the number one. So you had to focus on that.
That's true.
I was kind of very promising boxing.
No, I
fucking take the world by storm.
So if you're
what is this?
When I'm acting on something that Isaac's directing, I'm definitely going to do what he tells me to do because I don't want him to like knock me around.
This is so. If Chris Rose, if you're watching this, you're probably pissing yourself. He knows I'm not any of those things.
But so Izac, you have such a well-rounded understanding of boxing and story as well, and so you're helping Noah and myself out on Bleeder, and the script is probably about 60-70% done. It's a really unconventional, really interesting script. All of the people, like in terms of funding, they're already all on board. We just have to get the script. So anyway, we're going to shoot that in a couple of months, in maybe 3 months or so, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really good.
So you're writing it, you're starring in it. Are you also directing it?
No, Noah's directing it.
Noah's directing it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I do have ambition to direct, but I just want to focus on Bleeder and all of our projects for now. And then probably next year I'll try to direct a short. With that being said, Bleeder's a short film, but it's a proof of concept. Like that, we have a feature idea. We could easily expand it to a full length. Nice. But what we'll do is we'll just make this proof of concept the absolute best we can make it, and then we'll go from there, I think.
Nice. Noah,
Yeah.
directing Bleeder and writing a feature film. That's got to be one hell of a year for you.
It's okay. I mean,
He's got Post on Bloom, he's directing and writing Bleeder, and he's finishing writing The Dancer and the Fool.
You hustler.
it's okay. I mean, writing Bleeders, it's good. It's interesting
great,
to have Taylor's perspective as well, and like
Mm.
it's good when there's the actor who's going to be in it in the room while you're writing it, which I have not had before, because it's like the closest I compare it to is like high school, when we would all like sit around in drama class and like write a script to perform at the end of the lesson or whatever.
Nice.
Because people would say the lines how they would say them, you know, like when I've directed in the past, if an actor's come up to me and said something like, it's more natural for me to say these words this way, and as long as it didn't change the meaning of the line, I've been like, say it that way, you know. Everybody has their own like version of English that they speak, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So when Taylor like will say a line or whatever, as long as it doesn't like fiddle with the narrative in a way that I'm not really a fan of, it's like good to hear him say it. It's like, oh cool, so it will sound something like this, right? And it's like, cool, that's the line, you know what I mean? You can just speak the dialogue out.
And there's even been times, I haven't gone the whole way, but I've been able to give sort of half of the emotion of what I'm probably going to do. So there's no like misconceptions of like, you know pretty much what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah, right.
It was great. Like, well, in our last writing session that we all had together, there was a particular line where we were discussing about, you know, what it is or how it's phrased, and we just ended up going, Taylor, like, how would you say that?
Yeah,
and then Taylor said it, and we were like, well,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the line. Moving
Well,
on.
look, once I'm plugged into the stakes of circumstances and I'm dressed as the guy and all of that, like it will probably be pretty similar. You have a full reference right there, like of closely, similarly how it will probably be.
Yeah.
You know, and I even was like getting a bit emotional while I was doing it, like so I know that I know this character, and I'm really looking forward to Bleeder. We're going to give it a full-on festival run as well, and we feel that it's going to be quite accessible.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely the
That's a
most
change.
accessible thing that we've made. It's there's no element of surrealism in it. It's very it's literal and chronological.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that we're going to do them all the time, but we're even thinking about our slate and thinking, okay, great, well, we've got a couple of surreal things over there. We've got Bleeder, which is going to be literal, as you say. The Dancer and the Fool is going to be, who knows where that's going to sit, but it's not, who knows, it's none of my business. We even have had talk of...
No, it'll be grounded in literal, I think.
I don't want to say.
We're not going to say on the podcast.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
Yeah,
But-
I know how you
Jackson's
are.
like, yeah.
There's also been, we're open to documentaries. There's almost a documentary that we could have done,
Yeah.
So we're looking at our slate objectively and actively and going, oh, okay, we've got, half a dozen projects there. Like, what are the different colors and flavors that we're getting in there? So,
Well, after Bleeder, we will be focusing more on the Dancer and the Fool because, from what I understand, the script's nearly getting to completion.
But yeah.
Once that's finished, we'll get into pre-production for that and hopefully shoot towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll have a short film and a feature film under our belt for 2023.
Yep.
Distributing a short film as well, and
distributing two
short films.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, two short
Flesh
films.
and Ivory, bringing it to conclusion on the festival circuit.
Oh, so 3
Co-stars.
And
Bleeder.
Fuck.
Bleeder to second half of the year.
Yeah.
Bloom, the Dancer and the Fool.
Probably
Yeah.
distribution following.
Yeah, sure.
sure.
And
Yeah.
pre and production on that.
Yeah.
And then Izac, your feature as well.
Yeah, we had a big meeting this year where we set deadlines for everything. So I'm going to be getting, because I'm script supervisor on Noah's feature, I'll be receiving Noah's script fairly soon. And Noah, obviously, like, I don't know if I've even officially asked you this, I just assumed, like, if you want to be script soup on mine.
I'm not even asking. It's
Yeah,
just,
right.
fuck it, whatever.
Noah is getting a job live here.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Do you accept the position?
Yeah, right.
Hang on, I'm gonna go one further, and I'm gonna say, Jackson, would you like to be a producer on Bleeder live? Don't leave me hanging. Thank you, bro.
Welcome
There you go.
to-
Business is done.
Untitled. Welcome
Welcome to Untitled.
It's releasing, I don't know when.
Welcome to
Untitled,
Untitled.
Unmastered.
Release unknown.
Yeah, right, Untitled, yeah.
Let's wrap up also by saying that we are aiming for a Calligram event night.
Yes. Where we'll be screening Co-Stars, Bleeder, and Bloom.
How good. So I think that without a doubt, our second year was bigger than our first. Bigger, maybe big's not the right word. It was better than our first. I think our third year is going to be definitely better than our second. Certainly looks like it, based upon all of the planning and the projections and stuff. And I think our fourth year, who knows where we could go. It's really exciting.
What about our fifth year?
But then our fifth year will be smaller than the fourth, and we'll start tanking.
But the sixth year will come back.
Yeah,
bigger and better than before.
And then don't even start me on the seventh year.
So yeah, it's really exciting. Why don't we all say one thing that we liked about 2022? Why don't we all say one thing that we're going to try to achieve in 2023, and then we'll wrap it up.
That we're going to try to achieve?
Yeah, I don't know, personally, or for the company, whatever comes to mind.
I'll jump in just because we haven't addressed it yet for 2023, because it's actually, it should be within the first quarter or definitely the first half of the year. We'll be releasing Calligram merch, so keep an eye out.
Yes.
Oh, I was trying to keep that up the sleeve, but yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
right, okay.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, can we say
We're
that?
bursting at the seams. We've got too many good things going on.
I think that's worth saying.
Probably put it up on the website and go for it. Like, we can probably make them specific to our projects, specific to the company. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, we're refining the designs with Jack, who's kind of leading the charge on that because he's the most experienced graphic designer.
Yeah, seriously, like, he's a great graphic designer.
He's bloody good.
And that's only talking about graphic design. He's a great actor too. Wait until you see his performance in Bloom. Like, this guy's like multi-talented.
Yeah.
But
it's damn good.
as a graphic designer, like, this guy's like so good.
Yeah.
So Jack's awesome. Noah, what do you reckon for 2023?
It's a good. I mean, I'm keen to work with PK, who's this actor I've heard a hell of a lot from Taylor, and I think that'll be really good fun. So I'm looking forward to shooting Bleeder and seeing how that ends up going.
PK is really. All I'm gonna say is that PK is bloody good.
We've seen a little bit of acting for him. He's shown us a video or something, and it was really excellent. So
his show reel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's so good. You put essentially what the script's gonna do and what it is doing is that it's gonna put PK and I are really good friends. We've known each other for like more than 10 years now, and you're gonna put me and PK in a room and just say go at it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And
it's
good. It's good. It's going to be really, like, speaking for PK, he's a heavy hitter. He's good. Really, really good. Jackson.
Finishing Bloom would be
good.
fucking great. Yeah, and then we can actually...
Yeah,
and then we can actually release it. But yeah, also I'm just really excited to wrap on another feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I don't really know. I'm sort of very logical minded, so I'm like, let's just work on what's in front of us, and once we get past that, we'll work on what's after that. But I think it's worth noting that everything that we did in 2022 was from a ground zero foundation. There was nothing. We had to build it. Whereas now everything that we're going to do in 2023 is from the foundation that 2022 was, with a project already released and a bunch of projects. So it's like, what can you do? You've built from nothing. What can you do building from something? It feels a little bit like being strapped to a rocket, me personally. But I always know that I wanted to make a production company. I'm so grateful that I found the people to make it with. And I love you guys, and you guys are really good friends, pretty much family. And I think I love you guys as people, and also like I love the work that we're doing. And I just want to do in 2023, I want to expand on what we did in 2022, basically.
Damn,
that's
was
really
beautiful.
nice.
Is that good?
I love you, man.
And Noah, give me a good edit in Bleeder. Please don't make me look like shit.
Should
How
we wrap
good?
up?
Let's wrap up.
Let's do it.
Who wants to wrap up?
Go ahead, someone, not me.
Next episode, and we'll be recording this very soon, is we're going to be something that we're going to be doing later this year. We've got a lot of episode ideas set up, so I'm just going to give a quick teaser. We're going to have an episode about Jackson, because Lord knows Noah and I know
a series about
You cannot fit that in one episode.
We are. We're going to have a series about Jackson, because Lord knows Noah and I know how to yap our gobs. And
I mean, me too, probably.
Yeah.
Come on, I mean, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
but Jackson, the Quiet Assassin, we're going to corner you, and we're gonna
and we're gonna force you to come out swinging.
yeah, right, exactly, yeah. And we just want to find out. Well, we all know, but we want you guys to find out more about Jackson.
Be good to get another couple of Jack episodes when he's in
That'd be
Brisbane.
good.
He's
Yeah,
really busy. He's
definitely.
working with a bunch of different projects and companies. But
Yeah, Angus is
that'd
here
be
right now as well. He's in the other room. We're gonna have a episode or a series about him.
Keen?
We're gonna have a series about co-stars.
Yes.
When the time comes, there'll be a series about Bleeder.
Sure.
And when the time comes, there will be a series about The Dancer and the Fool. And in between that, we're also going to be doing a director series. So we'll be analysing the films of particular directors, looking at their career in sections. And the director that we're beginning with, who's someone that we all idolise and admire and love.
I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, well,
so
no,
not
well
all.
now you have. Now you have.
Now, yeah.
Right. Fair enough. Is Paul Thomas Anderson. So guys, next episode we'll be looking at early Paul Thomas Anderson. We'll be investigating Cigarettes and Coffee, his short film that led into Hard 8, his debut feature film, which then led into a film that I'm sure a lot of you guys might know, which is the masterpiece Boogie Nights. And we'll be investigating his later
Gianni
films
loves Hard 8. He loves PTA.
Yeah.
Gianni, one of our
He's got
investors,
good
and
taste
a
then,
good friend
yeah.
of ours, like he loves PTA. Just to mention, everybody loves PTA.
Yeah, he's great.
I'm keen to watch more.
And so that could also apply to any director. Like I'd love to do one for Christopher Nolan. I'd love to do one for Spielberg. Like name a director if you have.
There'll be a Kaufman series.
Let us know in the comments.
Don't you know it? Yeah.
If there's any director you want, we'll take a look at their work, and then if we don't know it already, and then we'll do a podcast on it. And then we're also gonna have, I don't know, any new stuff that comes up.
Yeah,
we'll throw that in there as well. So it's.
I'm sure there'll be a summary episode from after we have our Calligram premiere event for Bloom.
How good.
Yeah.
We'll get in touch
There'll be stories from that, I'm sure.
Welcome to the festival. Are we gonna tell the welcome to the Izac? Let's not do it now. Let's not do it now. But
we'll tell the welcome.
But there is a welcome to the festival story, and
it's fucking cringe.
Find out on a future episode.
Yeah,
sounds good.
I reckon we hit up PTA's agents and see if he can come on the podcast.
We'll see if he wants to come to the festival.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We'll invite him to the festival.
And PTA is going to be on the next episode as well.
Yeah.
Also,
John C. Reilly.
How about I make you a deal? I want to make a deal with you in closing now here, Izac. That on episode 100, you're going to tell the Welcome to the Festival story.
On episode 100. Okay.
In 3.5 years' time.
That's 8 there. That's 4 years away.
Episode 50?
50.
Episode 50, I'll tell the Welcome to the Festival story. It's one of the most embarrassing moments in my life, which I'm pretty grateful for because it's honestly not catastrophically bad, but I was fucking red in the face.
Okay. How about we do that? On episode 50, you'll tell the Welcome to the Festival.
I'll tell the Welcome to the Festival story.
You can hold us to that, listeners.
Yeah.
When 50 comes up and you've forgotten.
30 episodes.
Welcome to the 50ville.
Welcome to the 50. Yeah.
We got to bring Jack here for that episode as well. Have all the boys.
Yeah.
So we can relive that moment.
Yeah, that's funny, because Jack was witness. Jack was right there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and it's going to be a great 2023. And if you're a supporter of us, if you maybe want to work with us, please don't hesitate to get in touch. If you're a supporter, if you're a fan, thank you. We really appreciate it. And we want to make some interesting and exciting and intriguing projects for you to enjoy. And 2023 is going to be great. Thanks for listening.
And tune in a fortnight for PTA Part 1.